Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen, the Pro Wrestling Report, Primetime Wednesday night, we go in-depth looking at The Undertaker and The Rock and WrestleMania and what they all mean together or separately, and also in-depth on what is the swagger factor. All that right here, right now on the Pro Wrestling Report, Primetime Wednesday night. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, Primetime Wednesday night. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Octavius and Tiberius, the alleged backyard one-time Knockout Divas Hall of Fame, straight edge champion,
rock star,
hero.
Yes.
And here's the question. Earlier today, there was. I don't even want to talk about it. All right, I'm a professional. I typically don't do things like that. But be that as it may, big show this week, David Hero. We got a lot to get to, so let's go right to our very first topic this week, which is in-depth. And we're going to look at something you actually talked about this past Monday night on PWR live on YouTube after Raw. The Rock, The Undertaker.
That we had almost 184,500 views.
The Rock, The Undertaker, and WrestleMania.
Let me get my run sheet.
Not necessarily a match between the two, David Hero, but what they all mean to the fans. What does The Undertaker mean? What does The Rock mean? And what does WrestleMania mean? And is either one of those two men bigger than that actual event?
Can I do a little ranting? Maybe.
You typically do. Go right ahead. I'll clean up after you.
Here, at the end of the day, we have fans clamoring, wondering when is The Undertaker going to show up? When's he going to come and save WrestleMania? When is he going to challenge CM Punk? Who is he going to be wrestling? How is he going to be wrestling? Undertaker. You want to something? Undertaker is a huge star. The Undertaker streak may actually be bigger than WrestleMania itself. It very well could be, because it's such a huge event.
20 years running.
But, no, 20 wins, not 20 years. 20 wins. Big difference. Huge.
Nobody remembers number 2.
Number 2, well, that was a couple hours ago. If you have a bunch of this, you'll have a couple number 2s. Listen, at the end of the day, it's The Rock. What
are you saying? This is fantastic beef jerky. JR's
It's a great
beef
colon
jerky
cleanser. I love it. I'm telling you, it's great for your diet. The Rock. Everyone complains about The Rock is back. He comes back for 1 match, 2 matches, maybe 3 matches tops in a year. Put the title on him. Why does anybody complain they bring back Undertaker?
You've made that point so many times, David Hero.
1 time a year, and then have him beat CM Punk. Because we all know CM Punk is not going to beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Why not?
Because CM Punk isn't the guy to do it. There's one man in the company that I think could beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
And he is?
John Cena.
Likely?
Only guy that could do it. I don't see...
You mean in a...
No.
promotional sense.
In a sense that The Undertaker respects that person enough, he's willing to lay down for him at WrestleMania. I don't know if anybody else can do that or not.
So here's the question, though. Let's assume at this point that The Undertaker will not be a part of WrestleMania this year.
We don't need him this year.
But shouldn't he be, seeing how WrestleMania for the last several years, ever since the streak has become so important, been somewhat built around The Undertaker as a cornerstone of that event? Thus meaning, if not there this year, don't we need some type of explanation as to why?
Because he's going to be there. He's going to be at Access. He's part of the VIP package for what, $2,000? You get to take a picture on the Raw ramp, and, he's going to be there. He's going to have some bearing on the show. It may not be in a match.
But think as a fan, David Hero. No. I want to think as a fan.
Okay.
As a fan, if he's there, if he's fit enough to do all the other stuff he's going to be doing, why can't as a fan, why can't he have a match? That's what they have to explain.
Here's why. Triple H needs to come out and say, there's nobody good enough to get in the ring with him right now.
Said that last time. He said that last year.
He did, and it was him.
Yeah.
He took the match. There's nobody there right now to step in for that match.
Why not Trips?
He's going to be busy with Brock Lesnar. And
unfinished business between The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar from 2003.
You know what? That match I would rather see. That one is passable, but you got to realize if Taker is as beat up as everyone says he is, I don't know if a match with Brock Lesnar is the right call.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. Very valid point.
Beast.
So here's my question. We'll get to The Rock in a minute. But The Undertaker, does it make sense to have him actually do the big return, do the big appearance on television, but have something get in the way of his match at WrestleMania? You said maybe Triple H comes out and does that promo and says there's nobody here who can beat you, which I think, aside from him stepping into that role, would be more of a burial of the current talent. Is there something else they can do to
Here's what
get rid of The Undertaker?
You don't get rid of him. You have a Hell in a Cell match. You have Triple H versus Brock Lesnar with the referee, The Undertaker.
Oh, no, not at all.
Why not?
You can't wear stripes.
You won't wear stripes.
Undertaker is a referee?
Sure.
You done lost your mind.
If you want him in there, if you want to be a part of it, and that way it can set up Brock versus Taker next year, fine.
Yes.
Listen, there's nobody. I don't hate CM Punk. I don't hate CM Punk, but CM Punk versus Undertaker on paper at WrestleMania does nothing for me personally.
Really?
Nothing.
But as a fan, you see CM Punk as a credible threat to the streak. As a fan. Okay, you don't. I do as a fan.
You really do.
As a fan, I see CM Punk.
When CM Punk gets in the ring of Undertaker and then loses after he lost to The Rock at Royal Rumble, after he lost to The Rock at Elimination Chamber, that he's going to lose to The Undertaker at WrestleMania after having 563,000 days as champion, boom, legs cut off.
See, but I disagree with you there. I think that Punk's losses to The Rock over the last 2 months and his involvement in The Rock and John Cena's story has made him that much stronger as a presence.
It means
My opinion.
It means
I was the one who said I didn't think standing between or next to those two men he would look like he would belong. He does look like he belongs. That, I think, is a key point in all of this, and he has credibility with me, and he can be in that mix.
Those three guys have not stood side by side by side.
They practically were 2 nights ago on Raw.
No, they weren't.
Well, they were in the same segment, Punk attacking Cena.
Yeah,
it looked like he belonged.
The ramp, one's in the ring.
It's not about size, David Hero. It is not about size. Size does matter, but in this case, it does not. CM Punk's relative smallness to The Undertaker, to John Cena and The Rock.
Ryback clean.
That's why he has a chance against The Undertaker.
He hasn't done
because he has Heyman, he has the Shield. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. He's got all these ways out of losing that match that it makes him, in my mind, a credible opponent against The Undertaker at WrestleMania. And then when he loses, it's Heyman's fault. When he loses, it's the Shield's fault. When he loses, in his mind, he didn't lose.
When he loses, it just shows the only top star he's been able to beat has been John Cena. He will have lost to The Rock. He will have lost to Triple H. He will have lost to The Undertaker. Please tell me how that builds him as a character.
John Cena lost every match that mattered last year.
And where is he right now?
Almost every match that mattered.
Where is he right now?
He's in the main event of WrestleMania.
The main event of WrestleMania, yes. Where he will win and defeat The Rock to become the champion.
But you just said, see, all these losses that Punk would incur would damage him. They didn't damage John Cena.
Okay, name a match bigger than the Royal Rumble that Punk can win after WrestleMania. Maybe Money in the Bank.
Well, everything shakes up after WrestleMania.
But I'm just saying. That's how Cena got back in there again. But Cena is programmed. The fans are programmed that John Cena, even if he loses every night, he is still the man of that company.
The Rock. Is he bigger than WrestleMania? Is he?
He must be.
How so?
Well, because...
Careful, he's in Panama right now. He can't defend himself.
I'm not going to bury The Rock.
Oh, of course you're not. You waste all your burial energy on CM Punk.
If he wasn't bigger than WrestleMania, they don't bring him back in Atlanta. They don't have him in the marquee match in Miami. They don't bring him back at Rumble to now have the big main event this year at WrestleMania. Look at his placement. He is top of the card, bigger than WrestleMania.
All right, well, active discussion for sure. Discussion that will continue over the course of the next few weeks.
Do you disagree?
And a lot more to say and talk about on this broadcast, including a brand new broadcast coming to you from the Pro Wrestling Report in just 2 nights on Friday night. We'll have the details on that. But still to come, we are going to look in depth at Jack Swagger and what I'd like to now call the Swagger Factor. The Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Wednesday night continues right after this. Pay close attention, everyone.
Friday night, February 22nd, 7:30 p.m., it's a once-in-a-lifetime event at the Northern Lights Theater at Potawatomi Bingo Casino. Tales from the Ring featuring 3 WWE Hall of Famers, Mean Gene Okerlund, good old JR Jim Ross, and Jerry the King Lawler in a 90-minute question and answer session where you will be able to interact with these legends. Tickets are available now at the Northern Lights box office and Ticketmaster.com. Jim Ross, Jerry Lawler, and Mean Gene Okerlund. One stage, one night, 3 legends.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Wednesday night.
Have you seen this? Have you tried JR's barbecue sauce?
Can you put the barbecue on the beef jerky? Because I've been eating the beef jerky all episode, in case you didn't know. So I'm going to eat some more right now. I don't want to crack the seal. I understand you're not supposed to break the seal.
Well, no, you do that once, you're done for the night.
Shenanigans in the concrete jungle. But before that, this Friday night, David Hero, it's a special question and answer session with JR, Jim Ross, Jerry the King Lawler, Mean Gene Okerlund in Milwaukee. Look, we don't want to dismiss how important this event is. JR, Lawler, Okerlund, all extremely excited about this event.
Very excited.
This is a first of its kind event. And it is an event where if you are not there at Potawatomi Bingo Casino Friday night, you will never see it or hear it. We're not releasing it on DVD. We're not putting the entire show out there on tape. We're not putting the clips of what they say on this broadcast. You will not see it. So go ahead and go to Ticketmaster.com or PaysBig.com to get your tickets. Only a few seats remain.
Or just go right down to Potawatomi Casino at the Northern Lights Theater box office and get tickets there.
Yes, indeed, you can do that. That is Tales from the Ring, which comes this Friday to Milwaukee. But David, one more thing as we talk about promotion. Our dear friend Al Snow is in a new movie called Overtime, and we've got our hands on that trailer, and courtesy of Al.
Favorite movie. He's watched it at least 26 times.
Courtesy of Al, we want to go ahead and show you that trailer now. So take a look at Al Snow's latest theatrical venture, known as Overtime.
So, how was work?
It was good.
What the hell is this?
It's a white shirt.
I know it's a white shirt. What the hell is this?
That's blood.
So, how'd it go?
Things went very well.
You got shot.
Well, yeah, there is that.
I need your head to be here when you're here. The party's at 7. Be there.
I will be, okay? I'll make this all right.
So is it easy to forget your kid's birthday? I mean, I know I don't know because I don't have kids, but go f*** your mother, Max.
Whoa.
Well, that's peculiar.
Run! Run!
Who are you? What are you doing here?
Rafe, this woman with the gun to my head?
Yeah.
Is she hot?
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here?
In short, it's a non-terrestrial parasite. It's infecting its victims with a retractable proboscis. It's multiplying at an exponential rate, and it's controlling its host motor functions, and eventually its consciousness.
You want to run that by me again? I went to public school.
Yes, I forgot my son's birthday, and my wife is going to divorce me. Why? Because I'm here with you instead of you, my son.
Will this kind of thing happen often here?
No.
First time? Great.
Holy shit. Are you sure you can get power back to the elevator shaft?
Take me to the shaft, and I'll do the rest.
I bet you will, sweetheart. I bet you will.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Pro Wrestling Report, Prime Time. This turkey's good. Doesn't look like it's going to be a good film without no overtime.
Oh, it's hilarious. It's the nonsense. It's shenanigans. You can't top that kind
Well, you
of
can
stuff.
never go wrong with shenanigans. I mean, there were shenanigans earlier today. Oh, Andy.
Urgent news.
Urgent. What is
Very
this? Really? Did he? Is this confirmed, or did you read this?
This is confirmed.
And they released a statement.
Yes.
Well, David.
What?
Thank you, Andy. This is huge. We're taping this Wednesday afternoon, and just got breaking news, which has been confirmed, which is what we do.
Toolbox.
This segment is in-depth on Jack Swagger, ladies and gentlemen. We like to call it the Swagger Factor. We didn't know that the Swagger Factor included some shenanigans.
Whoa. Wait. First, do not include shenanigans in that.
Breaking
That's not what
news,
shenanigans
ladies
is
and
about.
gentlemen, just found out, just hit the PWR desk here, is that Jack Swagger last night after the Smackdown taping was arrested, ladies and gentlemen. This is not part of the story. He was arrested for several violations, including driving under the influence, marijuana possession, and speeding. This timing is horrible.
According to Rob Van Dam and Val Venus, marijuana doesn't make you do anything fast.
It is illegal in Mississippi. That's where this has happened. And folks, again, WWE has released a statement regarding this arrest, and it says, and I quote, Mr. Swagger is responsible for his own personal actions. That's pretty much stepping away from the situation.
Yeah, that's like,
wow, Jack Swagger, you guys know what's going on with him. He won the Elimination Chamber this past Sunday on pay-per-view. He was on his way into the main event, one of the main events at Wrestlemania. He may still be, but that is definitely unlikely, ladies and gentlemen.
And that's a lot of damage to the Tea Party.
It was marijuana, not tea. Can you make tea out of marijuana?
I don't know.
This is huge, though. Let's not make light of it. Wow, this is a misstep.
You know what? It's frustrating because the guy is given a fantastic spot. You know they were going to run with him. He would have been well, you know what? We can't assume that he's going to be taken out of anything.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Because it's a three-strike policy. And I don't know if Swagger has any strikes. I don't think he does.
I don't know. But other people have, gotten through other things. He may be sent home for a little while or whatnot, but if I'm in the creative offices, I am booking Jack Swagger to beat Del Rio.
Again, breaking news, ladies and gentlemen, and going to be in Milwaukee this Friday. We're definitely going to get his perspective on this. But Jim Ross has just chimed in on this story, and he says, and I quote via Twitter, at JR's Barbecue on Twitter, lots of legal experts here on Twitter. Almost gleeful that a WWE star made an apparent bonehead mistake. Due process / facts appear irrelevant. Very true there, because again, this is breaking. We don't know exactly what happened. We do know that the arrest occurred. We do know WWE released a statement about the arrest, and we do know that Jack Swagger has since been released from jail. These are all misdemeanor charges. They're not felonies, which obviously would take it to a whole entirely different level, but a huge story about a star that now for the second time in a week, WWE has had to release a statement about. Because earlier, they released a statement about the whole comparison to the Tea Party with the whole real American storyline that they're doing. This takes precedence over that, David Hero, and what we were going to talk about is how great this angle is, if you will, and this reintroduction of the Swagger character. But now there is true doubt as to what is going to happen going forward with Swagger. We could see on Raw this Monday night, SmackDown next Friday night, Swagger be taken out of that picture real quick like.
And they very well could. They could have a a match where Swagger puts his, spot on the line against a Sheamus or somebody else or a Wade Barrett, who knows what they would do there. But how unfortunate, like I said, we're not there. We don't know what happened, all the details. But if everything is what we're hearing is true, how do you not take every precaution under the sun to make sure you don't get in trouble going into probably your biggest push of your career, into one of your biggest paydays you're ever going to get, where you're going to be one of the main event matches at WrestleMania? I've been a big Jack Swagger supporter for a long time, a big Jack Swagger fan. I think he is a young stud, a blue chipper, as Jim Ross would say. It's going to take at least a few days for them to figure all this stuff out.
Absolutely is. And excuse me, folks, as we're just following through with some stuff and going to ensure that we get all the information here that will make this story as accurate as possible, because that's what matters to us, not sensationalizing and talk about this man's personal life. That the real connection is what impact it's going to have on his professional life. And according to the WWE's wellness policy, guidelines is, that of course they are subject to dismissal and likely a 30-day suspension. So, and I quote, this is the actual discipline for violation of the law. Any WWE talent who is arrested, convicted, or who admits to a violation of law relating to use, possession, purchase, sale, or distribution of drugs will be in material breach of his or her contract with WWE and subject to immediate dismissal. In addition to the penalties that may be imposed pursuant to the contract with WWE, violation of this, what's called Section 14, may also be treated as a positive test for drugs prohibited by this policy and therefore subject to the penalties of this policy, which is only a 30-day suspension for the first offense. So 30 days is within the window of WrestleMania.
Right, but it also...
actually, it's not.
Yeah, it is. WrestleMania is 40-some days away.
Meaning he can be suspended, come back, and still participate in WrestleMania.
But imagine all the buildup they won't get, all the heat they won't have.
Well, but they've compressed and done stuff with that window before. He could be suspended, pre-tape some stuff, because a lot of the stuff they're doing can be easily done backstage or on location somewhere. Keep him on TV, even though he's not actively participating. The question I think that needs to be asked is, how important is this match to WWE? And if not ADR, who many say got the championship only because of Big Show's contract situation, who does he face at Mania? Does this really just entirely shake up what would have been, let's not forget, and it may still be, by the way, a tremendous wrestling contest at WrestleMania between Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger? And I'm not going to say whether or not I hope it still happens, because I think we need to just get all the details here. But if it weren't, where do they go, David? That's the real problem. Swagger's messed this up now.
If they go anywhere, it's Wade Barrett. It's going to have to be Wade Barrett. It's going to have to be a Sheamus. It might be Randy Orton. The problem is, it doesn't matter. I'll put it this way: if it was Wade Barrett, it would be news, but it wouldn't be so big. If it was Sheamus, it'd be news, but not so big. The reasons why it's so big about Jack Swagger is the rocket ship they have on his back right now, going forward with the push he's getting. It's just unfortunate. I hope they can figure it out, make sense of it, but this is heat that Jack Swagger is going to take a long time to recover from. I mean, I heard rumors. Well, no, I mean, I've heard from the people involved when Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Iron Sheik got arrested together. It derailed Duggan from ever becoming a champion of the company.
Ken Patera at a McDonald's in Waukesha.
Oh, that's a little bit different. He tried, he had the sheriff's deputies with shotguns.
But here's the truth, though. The man was arrested. Let's go over the facts, because the facts are what matter. The man was arrested. Fact. The man is likely to be charged. Fact. The man is in a main event match at WrestleMania. Fact.
Who was he with is what I want to know. Who was driving with him?
They, WWE, will in all likelihood not put the championship belt on a man who within the last month and a half had been arrested for doing all the things they say they're not. So whether it all sticks or not, this is a black eye on Jack Swagger. And poor Dutch Mantell. Maybe if they do suspend Swagger, maybe Mantell stays around. And since he is the mouthpiece, does that. But this is back to what was going to be the original story. This is a hot angle. that they're running between Del Rio and keep in mind, on SmackDown this Friday, Swagger wrestles. He does a promo, or Alberto Del Rio does a promo about Swagger. SmackDown's in the can, folks.
Well, yeah. I mean, and they won't acknowledge anything until Friday night or Saturday.
You know, we'll try to find this as well, and the WWE Wellness Policy is available to everybody out there via their website. But I do believe there's also a provision in there that the suspension can start and end when, lack of better words, when they see fit or most convenient for the company. So they don't need to, it's not this happens, you get suspended immediately.
You got in trouble and it kind of never happen.
Well, a couple people, but
like with one of the...
I think it was Orton once, one of his suspensions. He came back a little earlier, a little later.
Ron Killings. Mm-hmm. He was one of them.
Yeah. And to protect their business practices, because they don't have to do a wellness policy. Let's be honest. Let's be real here. They do it as their own choice.
Wasn't it, he was suspended, he got busted before the match with The Rock and Cena.
Mm-hmm. And Survivor Series 2011.
Yes, and they waited till after.
Yeah. Because they can't. Because it's a provision of their own policy that they maintain control over.
That's what they might end up doing here.
Yeah. Well, but that was a week. This is 45 days or whatever it is. This is a poor Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger's not going to recover well from this. From a political standpoint. From a political standpoint.
It's not political here. But Jack Swagger put himself in this spot. So it's not
possibly,
Jack Swagger.
Maybe.
He's a grown man.
He is a grown man. Yes. Maybe the driver had it. Maybe the passenger had it. Maybe it wasn't necessarily him.
No, because if he had his buddies with him, they cover for him knowing the push he's getting.
Wow.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Next time he'll get a bus.
This isn't funny, but that was funny. The bus is like it's like your own, it's your own party suite, if you will.
That's exactly what it is.
Why not? The rock stars know a little something about that. Wow, this is huge, ladies and gentlemen. Jack Swagger. We'll, of course, talk much more about this on Saturday's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Prime Time. We're also going to talk about this past week's Raw, more on that. We're going to take an in-depth look at monsters in professional wrestling. And David Hero, don't get me wrong when I say we have a major announcement about our WrestleMania coverage this Saturday night on the Pro Wrestling Report. PWR 316, March 16th, the celebration of our 15 years on the air. Major, major announcement coming this Saturday night on Primetime. You don't want to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. It shall be huge. We are going to now take this time to close out this show. Welcome you to take a look at our brand new show called PWR Hot Tag, which actually, with the Swagger stuff, we never really talked about what it was. Brand new Friday edition of the Pro Wrestling Report Hot Tag. We look at the most important trending topics from professional wrestling and social media. Between Monday and Friday, we bring it to you on Friday evenings. Hot Tag from Pro Wrestling Report. Brand new quick look back at what you all are talking about in professional wrestling. Linda Kay's going to join us on that broadcast as well.
No, she's joining me.
You're right. I'll probably put her next to you.
Well, I would too.
That comes Friday via PWRshow.com and on YouTube. And speaking of Friday night, David Hero, it's huge. We just got a tweet actually from a user by the name of @NotSlip25. 2 more days till Milwaukee bound from Awatuna, Minnesota to see JR, Mean Gene, and Jerry Lawler in Milwaukee. I have the privilege of moderating and hosting that event. And it's going to be difficult for me to stay on track on stage with...
I'm going to be honest. I'm a little concerned because you've always said when you get to work with these legends, you're going to retire.
Oh, I'm done after Friday. Let's just make that clear. But now we've got 316 and then WrestleMania.
Yeah,
maybe I'll take a break after Mania.
Can I pick my co-host?
That is this week's edition of the Pro Wrestling Report, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you Friday for Hot Tag all over the world and in Milwaukee at Potawatomi Bingo Casino. Damn good jerky.
We will have barbecue sauce and JR's jerky there.
Autographed and available for all of you.
He's going to sign the jerky?
The package, David Hero, the package.
Oh, I was wondering how he's going to do that.
More on the Swagger situation on Saturday as well. We're out of time. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you Friday for Hot Tag, Saturday for Primetime.